Hello Cancer, welcome to my channel. My name is Tessa. This is Tessa's Tarot. And this is going to be your January 2021 Oracle and Tarot reading, and this is going to be for Cancer Ascendants, okay? So if you're a Cancer Rising, Cancer Ascendant, it's the same thing. But this is specifically a reading for Cancer Ascendant. So if you are a Cancer Sun sign, there is a possibility that it's not going to resonate unless you're both. You can still watch it. There could be some interesting information for you here, definitely. But if it does not resonate, double check your ascendant sign and wait for that video to upload, unless I already did it. Okay, I am going to be talking about the planetary transits that are currently happening in our solar system and what is going to be unfolding for January 2021 according to your ascendant whole sign natal chart. Okay, so I'm going to be just kind of like going down the list of the different transits and what house, what particular area of your life it's affecting. So if you're not an ascendant, you know, that's why I'm just kind of letting you know it might not completely resonate with you. Okay, so it's up to you, you know. If you like to just kind of like jump on the bandwagon and learn different things, then awesome, hang out with me. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So we're jumping into, so we're still in December, but we are officially in Capricorn season. Okay, so going into January, currently we have the Sun in Capricorn, and this is transiting your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, and just overall harmony and balance within yourself and with your surroundings. Okay, the moon is in Cancer, so there's a full moon in Cancer right now, and this is transiting your 1st house of self, ego, and expression. Okay, so you might feel a little heightened sense of kind of energy right now. You might feel a little extra expressive, a little bit more alive at this point in time. Mercury is currently in Capricorn in your 7th house of relationships. Venus is currently in Sagittarius in your 6th house of everyday routines, your health, and your work life. Mars is currently in Aries in your 10th house of work, career, and authority figures. Jupiter and Saturn are conjunct in Aquarius in your 8th house of death, rebirth, transformation, and sex, as well as the unconscious mind. Uranus is currently in Taurus in the 11th house. Uranus is currently retrograde in Taurus in the 11th house of social dynamics, innovative ideas, and networking. Hopes and wishes as well. Currently, Neptune is in Pisces in your 9th house of long distance travel, higher learning, and philosophy. Pluto is in Capricorn in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So the reason why I'm just kind of going down the list here is because I want to just kind of give you an overview of the transits that are going on, where I think what area of your life I think is being most affected, and then we're going to get into the oracle and the tarot reading just to see if there's more information that needs to come to the forefront. So there might be some other elements, other areas of your life that come up in the tarot and the oracle reading that you might want to know about, that's going to become really important to you in January of 2021, depending on the transit that's taking place. So you'll see as I go. And then when we get into January, once we get into the 2021 new year, we have Mars entering Taurus on January 6th, and that's going to be in your 11th house of hopes and dreams, networking, social dynamics. The 11th house has a lot of different meanings to it. And innovative ideas. On January 8th, we have Mercury entering Aquarius in your 8th house of sex, death, and rebirth, as well as Venus entering Capricorn in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. And then on January 13th, there's a new moon in Capricorn in your 7th house of relationships. January 14th, Uranus is going direct in Taurus in your 11th house. January 19th, the Sun is going to enter Aquarius in your 8th house. And then January 28th, there's going to be a full moon in Leo in your second house of possessions, values, and financial security. And then January 30th, Mercury is going retrograde in Aquarius in your 8th house. Okay. So let's go ahead and start pulling cards to see what comes up in reference to these transits. Okay. So right now we have sad. So the first thing we have is sad embrace. So I'm using the Enchanted Map Oracle, and I'm using Modern Spellcaster's Tarot. Okay, so the biggest energies that are taking place right now is Aquarius and Capricorn. Okay, because right away when this card came up, sad embrace, I was thinking of this Aquarius energy, and Aquarius is transiting. All the transits that are taking place in Aquarius are in your 8th house of death, rebirth, transformation, the unconscious, things that you kind of have to deal with. It's a lot of shadow work. It's kind of that the darker occult kind of energies. Okay, so something could come up in the next month that is going to trigger you to go deep within your own mind. It could trigger a kind of transformation for you. It could trigger a kind of, and I don't know if it has to do with a partnership. Maybe a partnership is coming to an end. Maybe there is something, because the 7th house and the 8th house is the most potent for you. Your house of relationships, and then also the 8th house is kind of an extension of that relationship. It goes a little bit deeper. So there could be like, something that has to do with a partner or maybe their family member, something that, that leaves you a little sad. Something might happen there. Okay. And then we have heal the ouch. Okay. So, I don't know if, it could be a death. I'm just going to say it could be a death. It could be someone, who's sick. Something could have happened to a family member or a partner's family member where they had to go to the hospital or they were very sick. And they need to heal, and it's leaving you really contemplating and thinking about death and rebirth, and just kind of like it's taking you through all these emotions, not really knowing what's going to happen. Okay, ooh, sorry. And then we have compass. Okay, so compass is like starting off in a new direction. So there could also just be some deeper emotions that are being triggered here. Maybe some past life memories also coming up. Maybe somebody from the past, someone from your childhood. Something that has happened that is making you very, very in your emotions, like very much deep in your emotions. And you're just kind of trying to like heal these deeper emotions. And, create, you're trying to look deep within you at your like inner compass. It's like you're trying to see where you're being led. I really feel this strong, maybe like an ancestral energy. I'm feeling a really strong energy that there's like something spiritual that's trying to guide you. There's a spirit that's trying to guide you in the right direction. They're trying to they're trying to pull you so you could see something. They want you to see something. Okay, so I would follow this. If there's something, if you start getting some kind of premonitions, or if you start getting some visions in terms of like trying to find out some information, trying to do some research, kind of like follow that, okay? Because these deeper emotions are going to start bringing up a spiritual like awakening, but outwardly. It's going to be it's one of those spirit guides that takes place in like material form. It's one of those spirit guides where they guide you to like go pick up a book, like something like that. Where you feel this like impulsive need to just, like you pick up a book off a shelf and you just open it to a random page and then you read a sentence that has you going like, oh my God, you know, like the sentence triggers something in you, maybe a memory, or it makes you think of something, and that becomes very healing. There's like a healing element to it, okay? So definitely follow these spirit guides that are deep within you, that are going to guide you in the material world too, so you're not like so stuck in your emotions and in your head with whatever it is you're dealing with. If it's like repressed emotions, if it's something that's going on right now, maybe for some of you it's something that's going on right now. Maybe for others it's things that are happening that is triggering maybe some memories from childhood. Eighth house is very much kind of like repressed. It can deal with some repressed memories and things that you know, because it's the natural ruler of the eighth house is Scorpio, and that can deal with repressed memories, because Scorpio is a fixed water sign, so it's like the deep, 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 you know, Scorpio pushes their emotions down, down, down. So it could definitely have to do with some repressed memories that are kind of coming up to the surface. Okay, so jumping into tarot, we have Two of Pentacles, which is Jupiter in Capricorn. So you're still kind of trying to juggle, you know, your work life with your home life and trying to keep things balanced. And this is in your 7th house, so you could be trying to keep things balanced in your relationships, in your personal relationships, in your close relationships. There could be kind of a lot going on in that regard. And, you know, you're a little, you might start getting just like a little bit stressed out about it. You might want to spend more time alone. You might want to spend more time just kind of like being by yourself and taking the necessary time to heal whatever wound needs to be healed. Then we have the 5 of Cups. Okay, this is Mars in Scorpio. And this is in your, let's see, this is in your 4th house. Scorpio's in your 4th house of home, family, and roots. Yeah, so there's some kind of disappointment or loss happening here. Okay, there is a disappointment or a loss happening here. This could also be kind of like juggling maybe like funeral arrangements, about what to do about you know, feeling a little lost with this. Now, yeah, there's a need to spend a lot of time alone. There's a need to spend time alone. And then we have 2 of Swords. This is Moon in Libra. Using your intuition to make a choice, to make a decision about how you want to move forward, how you want to act. Because I do see a very, very strong energy into the unknown. You know, there's a very strong pull, you know, there might be a very strong pull in reference to you know, like you could have a lot of different emotions going on right now. And you're trying to figure out what to do about it. This is like a little ambiguous. It's not very clear. And then we have the Death card. Facing reality. High Priestess. Okay. So yeah, your 8th house, you know, your 8th house is really undergoing some big transformations here. You could also work in an environment. Maybe you work in the medical field. Maybe you work in an area that deals with death, or you're very much being affected by what's going on in the world right now, with like coronavirus and stuff like that. This could also be you really like worrying a lot. You really just kind of, you being very, very sensitive to everything that's happening in the world right now, like people dying and things like that. This could really be affecting you on a very, very deep level, and it's really forcing you to like face your fears in reference to death. So it doesn't necessarily, obviously it's going to be different for everybody. This reading isn't going to be the same for everybody, but it could really be about facing your fears. Okay, this could really be about facing your fears, especially with this High Priestess over here. About you facing your fears in reference to the the darker aspects of life. Okay, the darker realities of life, the things that we can't escape. Okay, the things we can't escape. And then we have the Seven of Swords, which is Moon in Aquarius, right after the High Priestess. This is, in all honesty, this is about not wanting to face the truth. This is like escapism. This is kind of like not wanting to face your own emotions. Like it's too scary, it's too dark. Okay, that's what this energy is. It's like not wanting to face yourself or not wanting to face a situation. It's kind of like running away or running in the opposite direction. Being a little sneaky, like this also can do with like self-deception as well, like deceiving yourself. Okay. So this is honestly could have a lot to do with fear. Okay, like an inner fear. Facing your fears. Like, what are your worst fears? So the Aquarius energy could kind of start to trigger that. As the Aquarius energy gets more intense, it could really be about it might be about triggering. It could be triggering some deeper fears, in terms of how you view your own subconscious, your own mind, your own emotions. Okay, there's some deep healing. Either way, there is a part of you that's coming to an end. And there's a part of you that's coming to an end, and it's wanting to be reborn. It's wanting to come out into the light in a new way. But there's resistance, okay? There's resistance on your part. There's like a part of you that's not really wanting to accept this energy. So this is the message for you for January 2021. If you like my style, if you want to keep watching more tarot and oracle videos, I'll be doing a mid-January. Okay, let me know down below what you think, what you feel. I'm here. So yeah, this is your reading, Cancer. Enjoy the rest of 2020.